Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'll be showing you another tutorial on making a thumbnail design for Fortnite on YouTube. So let's get started. So we got two main websites that we're going to be using, and the first one is quite obviously Google, which we'll be using to perform our image searches, and the second website is fnbr.co, which we will be basically using to get all these Fortnite character skins from. So yeah, let's get started. So first of all, let me quickly read this for you guys. So I go to File, New, and then we're going to basically making a canvas with the width 1920 by 1080, and you could copy the rest of the settings here. I might change the resolution to 300 really, because all the designs I usually make are 300, and yeah, you're good to go. So this canvas right here is 1920 by 1080 that we did earlier. What I'm going to be doing right now is first getting ourselves a background for the thumbnail. So I'm just going to go ahead and search on Fortnite backgrounds, maybe chapter 4 if I'm not wrong, chapter, and let's see what we could get to. So yeah, I'll probably be going with this one for the time being. And also when you're searching for wallpapers, make sure that it's 1920 by 1080 just so it doesn't get too blurry when you paste it onto your canvas. But as you can see here, it's 1200 by 675, which is okay. I'd say the minimum that you could go for is 1270 into 1270 into 1280 into 720. But to be honest, it doesn't really matter as long as your image isn't blurry. So isn't that blurry to the point where you just can't see it in the background at all. So one more thing is, so we have basically copy pasted this image here, and sometimes you might not be able to copy paste it, so I'd suggest downloading it in that case, and then importing it into this canvas, which you could do by placing embed right here. So once you get an image like this, I'd suggest, if you already don't see a small icon here like the one I'm about to show you, so if you don't see this icon right here, I'd suggest going to right click and clicking on convert to smart object, after which you could expand the image. You could see it's quite blurry, not as clear as I'd expect it to be, but well, it's a background after all, and we're going to be applying some effects on it which will make it less noticeable. So now we're going to go fetch our skin. So view mode trending items. I'm gonna wait for it to load up. Yep, there we go. I think I'm gonna go with I'll probably go with the Master Chief. Yep, so here we are. So once you've gotten into your desired skin, just go down here, click on featured, and then right click, then save image as. So then now that I'm done downloading my skin, I'm just gonna go ahead to file, place embedded, and click on this right here. So we've got the skin ready as well, and as you can see, this time we've got that icon up, unlike the wallpaper, which should be fine in that case. And we're going to start off by expanding this character and kind of placing him in our thumbnail. So I feel like this placement is good enough. Once we're done with that, we're going to go ahead to the bottom layer, the background layer. We're going to go down to this effects option right here, and we're going to choose a gradient map. So in my gradient map, I'm just going to go ahead and choose a color that I desire. So let's see, I'm just going to fill in this color with probably maybe dark green to light green. Yeah, let's see, I'm looking for a camo looking green. Yeah, this one should do. And let's see. Yeah, this looks nice. This looks decent. And what we're going to be doing is, the next thing is we're going to go ahead to exposure, and we're going to be reducing exposure down low to the point where basically it becomes dark along the sides, or I'd say the general canvas. So you can see like the general canvas itself is pretty dark right now. And what we're going to be doing now is we're going to go ahead and select the brush tool that is right here. A shortcut to the brush tool would be the key B, so suggest tapping on B as a shortcut. And we're going to be expanding this. So to expand it, I basically click on Alt and drag my right click button towards the right side, to expand it, and then to basically decrease it, you do the same thing but towards the left side. And so I'm just gonna set the hardness to 0. You could set you could set the hardness to 0 or adjust the hardness in general by going up or going down with the right click button and alt key pressed at the same time. We're gonna go ahead and basically make sure that the color here, make sure that black is on top. So to make the black color come on top, we basically press X key on your keyboard. I'm pressing X right here, or alternatively what you could also do is basically click on that and go ahead and click on black here. Well, so I'm just gonna hit black there and then expand, zoom out, and make sure that so basically on this layer there's like two icons, I'd say. So one icon basically indicates the the effect, and the second one, which looks like a small white rectangular, is basically a mask. So what a mask does is I'm just about to show you. So we're just gonna click on the mask right here, and then make sure that the black color selected here, and then tap. There we go. So you could see that it kind of the black portion of that mask kind of reverts it, or kind of removes the effect that's applied to it. So we've got that going on here, and alternatively what you could also do is just mess around and maybe try different shadings. So you could either make the character pop out a lot more, or you could just make the background pop out a lot more. I mean, whatever you feel like is good for you. So then we're just gonna go ahead and maybe adjust it a bit. I'm just gonna make it smaller. Yeah, this looks good to me. And maybe just a little bit here. It's a lot of experimentation with the shading, really. So take your time with it, and whatever looks good to you should be fine, really. Because at the end of the day, we're all just learning. So yeah, we're done with the background to a certain extent. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding the text. And for the text, I'm going to be using this font called Burbank. Burbank is, I think, one of the commonly used fonts for Fortnite. So if you Fortnite, yep, you could use Burbank, or you could also use Obelix. If I'm not, yep, Obelix. But I prefer Burbank a lot more because it just looks more Fortnite-ish for me. So we're gonna basically add our text here now. So I'm just gonna add, I'm just gonna add Fortnite, and then add another text below saying thumbnail. Oops. Yep. And yeah, that should do. So we're gonna expand this. Probably I'll just reposition this character skin. Fortnite thumbnail. I'm gonna minimize it. Oh yes, and to minimize it, you usually just press Ctrl T on your keyboard, and then you could expand it like that. Yeah, so I'm just gonna place it like that, and then Fortnite, I'll probably make that a bit bigger as well. And yeah, that looks good. So now what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna start customizing how this text right here looks. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and click on Fortnite. Double click on Fortnite to bring up blending options. Another alternative to double clicking would also be right clicking on the layer and then going to blending options right here. So we're gonna basically go ahead to gradient overlay, and we're gonna try on different gradients. So I'll probably I already have a bunch of gradients here that are pre-selected, I'd say. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use that. But if you'd like to make your own custom gradient, just go ahead, click on this marker right, pick color picker right here, just mess around and do whatever you wish. Yeah, no worries. And so we're gonna go ahead and kind of mess around there. You could just observe what I'm doing and kind of learn from it, really, because it's not really tough, I'd say. If you do have any questions, feel free to drop down below in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to reply to it. And so yeah, this looks okay so far, and we're gonna go ahead and apply an inner glow, maybe. Yeah, let's experiment. Let's change it to normal, and size, and increase the choke point, and yeah, probably size set to 5, And yeah, that should do it so far. I'm gonna go ahead to drop shadow next, and I'm just gonna increase the opacity to 100. What that does is basically give you a drop, like a shadow to the background or the far back of the text, so you could kind of, you know, bring in that shadowy effect. Yeah. You could mess around really. It's all yours to experiment. And yeah, I like that 3D-ish feel, I'd say. We could mess around with the colors, I'm sorry, and see what works best for you. So I'll probably decrease the distance here and kind of add an extra 3D-ish effect. So I'm just gonna click on this plus point right here, bring that down, and then probably go for a lighter look, bring the distance down. And yeah, that looks good. I might switch the colors really. I might make this darker. Now that doesn't look that good, doesn't it? So let's go ahead. Oh no, I can't revert it. Whoops, hold on. Please bear with me. We're gonna go ahead down there. And yeah, I'll probably adjust the color a bit just so it doesn't. Yep. So there we go. So there we have our first layer style, and you could experiment with a different layer style for the bottom text. You could switch up the text layer styles if you wish. It's all your choice. But if you'd like to basically replicate what you did for this layer text right here, all you have to do is basically click on that layer, this Fortnite layer, right click, and then go to copy layer style, and then go up to thumbnail, and then paste layer style, and ta-da, there you go. And for some extra effects, what I'd suggest doing is basically adding a lighting effect. So what I'd do is basically go add a new layer by clicking on this icon right here, going to my brush tool, and so you got your color, your picker right here. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and maybe make it orange seems fine. So I'm just gonna reduce the size of it and do that. So once I do that, I'm just gonna go ahead to linear dodge, and whoa, there we go. Our text is glowing right now. So we're gonna be reducing the opacity a bit just so it's not too much. And you could see the difference right here in my navigator. I'd usually suggest that you have a navigator to the top right or wherever, just so you could kind of you know, look at how the thumbnail looks from a distance, because in your YouTube video your thumbnail is not going to be blaring at your entire screen like this, right? It's going to be small, nice and small. So it's good to have a navigator right here. And if you'd like to know how to bring up a navigator, just go to your view option, and then hold on, I'm doing it wrong, the window option, and select navigator right here. And yeah, so there we go. We got a nice looking glowing effect. So to kind of further bring up this glowing effect, I'd suggest reducing your exposure even more, yeah, to the point where it's really dark. And I'd also suggest basically going back to this layer right here. I'm sorry, what's going on? I'll select my brush, and then maybe reducing it. I'll actually completely erase it and redo it, so make it very minute. Yeah, much better than before. And if you'd like to add some glowing effect onto your character as well, yeah, feel free to do that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and maybe kind of make him up a little bit more nice and attractive. And honestly, in this scenario, I'm just using one color, which is orange, because I kind of feel like it goes well with a lot of colors. I'd suggest messing around with orange, yellow, which usually go with a lot of different shades of colors. So you could see that orange didn't work well on our character right here. So I'll just go ahead and try different colors and change the blending option to, linear dodge. Yeah, and we're gonna reduce the opacity down low, like super low. So you just got a slight glow on it, if you wish, that is. And one more tip I'd say is go down to the effects option right again, and go ahead to brightness and contrast, and feel free to mess around, because sometimes when you increase the contrast, the thumbnail tends to look a lot better. So as you can see right here, when we increase the contrast, you can see the glowing effect a lot better. and it looks really nice. That's a difference between the text and the thumbnail. There's enough contrast to kind of differentiate it and kind of make it look more attractive and eye-catching. So definitely suggest that you mess around with that, mess around with the brightness and see what works best for you. Me personally, I'm happy with this right now. So once you're done with the thumbnail, you could just basically go ahead to File, Export as, and make sure that it's a JPG file, and make sure that your final file size is less than 1 MB, because if I'm not wrong, it's either 1 or 2 MB that YouTube doesn't accept files over. So if your file is over 1 or 2 MB megabytes, YouTube might not let you upload it. So just make sure that you control the size of this image by basically controlling the quality of your JPEG image. So if I increase the quality right now, you could see it goes to 949.5 KB, which is okay. It's just shy of the 1 MB mark, so that should be fine. And you can go ahead and export it to whatever location you'd want to. And yeah, that is about it for our thumbnail tutorial. If you'd like to see more thumbnail tutorials, feel free to like and comment down below on what you think you'd want me to post up next. And yeah, that's about it for me. Hope you guys have a wonderful day.